There comes a point in healing when the question is no longer only, what hurt me? What do I need to recover from? What do I need to release? There comes a point when the question becomes, what am I willing to keep allowing in the life I say I want? And if that is where you are right now, this message is for you. Because transformation is not only about what you understand. It is also about what you stop permitting, what you stop calling normal, what you stop excusing, what you stop negotiating with, what you stop making room for just because it has been there a long time. Transformation begins when your standards change, not in a harsh way, not in a performative way, not in a perfectionistic way, but in an honest way. Because the life you want cannot keep being built by the same standards that kept you stuck. And stay with me until the end, because if this message speaks to your heart, I want to guide you to the next step in this gentle rebuilding journey. Transformation is built in ordinary days. Many women want a different life, more peace, more clarity, more confidence, more alignment, more steadiness, more wholeness. But wanting a different life and requiring a different life are not always the same thing. Because desire alone does not rebuild you. Standards do. What you tolerate teaches your life what will continue. What you excuse trains your future in what it can keep bringing you. What you keep making room for will keep shaping what your days feel like. That is why standards matter so much. Not because you are trying to become controlling, but because you are becoming intentional. And intentional women do not let everything keep having access to them. Not every thought, not every distraction, not every draining pattern, not every relationship dynamic, not every habit that keeps stealing the very life they say they want. Because transformation is not only built by what you start. It is also built by what you no longer allow to stay unchallenged. This is where many women get stuck. They keep praying for peace while still normalizing chaos. They keep praying for confidence while still agreeing with self-doubt all day long. They keep praying for discipline while still negotiating with every distraction. They keep praying for a new life while still protecting the same old patterns. And beloved, this is not shame. This is awakening. Because once you begin to see that your standards are shaping your life, everything starts becoming clearer. You stop asking only, what do I want? And start asking, what am I requiring now? What do I require in the way I speak to myself? What do I require in the way I spend my time? What do I require in the way I protect my peace? What do I require in the way I let people treat me? What do I require in the way I respond to the call God has placed on my life? These are powerful questions because standards are not only about external boundaries, they are also about internal leadership. They are about how you lead yourself when no one is watching. Do you keep your word to yourself? Do you keep feeding what weakens you? Do you keep agreeing with the thought that says tomorrow is a better time? Do you keep giving your best energy to what is not your assignment? These things matter because the woman you are becoming will be shaped by what becomes normal to her. If procrastination stays normal, delay will shape her. If self-dismissal stays normal, smallness will shape her. If inconsistency stays normal, confusion will shape her. If peace becomes normal, clarity will shape her. If honesty becomes normal, alignment will shape her. If discipline becomes normal, trust in herself will begin to grow. That is why standards matter. They decide what gets to keep shaping you. And here is the part I really want to leave in your heart. Raising your standards is not becoming difficult. It is becoming devoted. Devoted to peace, devoted to truth, devoted to wholeness, devoted to the life God is trying to form in you. It means you stop saying, "This is just how I am," and start asking, "Is this how I want to keep living?" It means you stop saying, "This is just what happens," and start asking, "What am I continuing to normalize?" It means you stop calling repeated self-betrayal a personality trait and start recognizing that some things have remained only because your standards never challenged them. That realization can change everything. Because once your standards change, your choices begin to change. And once your choices change, your life begins to change. Not overnight, not all at once, but truly. Because real transformation is not built by emotional intensity alone. It is built when your standards become strong enough to support the future you say you want. Maybe this is what July is asking of you. Not just a new vision, new standards, not just fresh inspiration, new agreements, not just another promise that this month will be different, but a deeper question. What will be non-negotiable now? Maybe peace has to become non-negotiable. Maybe the way you talk to yourself has to become non-negotiable. Maybe your prayer time has to become non-negotiable. Maybe your follow-through has to become non-negotiable. Maybe what you allow to interrupt your focus has to become non-negotiable. Because the future you want will always be slowed down by the standards you are still unwilling to raise. And this is not about becoming rigid. It is about becoming rooted. A rooted woman does not have to manage everything perfectly, but she does have to know what she is no longer available for. No longer available for constant inner chaos. No longer available for endlessly delaying what matters. No longer available for treating her purpose casually. No longer available for calling every compromise harmless when she knows it is costing her something. That is not pressure. That is maturity. That is self-respect. That is alignment. And sometimes, the very first sign of transformation is not that life around you looks dramatically different. It is that your standards start becoming clearer. You notice faster what drains you. You notice faster what distracts you. You notice faster what dishonors your peace. You notice faster what no longer fits the woman you are becoming. That is growth. Not flashy growth, but real growth. And real growth often begins when a woman decides, "I can no longer keep wanting one life while continuing to permit what keeps building another one." That sentence matters because many women are sincere about what they want. But sincerity alone will not rebuild a life. Standards will. Not harsh standards. Not punishing standards. Holy standards. Standards that reflect the truth of what matters now. Standards that protect peace. Standards that support healing. Standards that make space for purpose. Standards that stop letting every mood, every fear, and every distraction run the day. Before we close, let your heart sit with this for a moment. What are you still allowing that no longer matches the life you say you want? What have you been excusing that is quietly delaying your becoming? What standard is this season asking you to raise? And what would change if you stopped waiting for the perfect moment and simply decided, this no longer gets to stay normal in my life? Let that sit. Because maybe transformation is not only asking you to dream differently, maybe it is asking you to require differently. If this message is speaking to your heart today, say this quietly with me. Transformation begins when my standards change. I do not have to keep normalizing what is costing me peace. I do not have to keep excusing what is delaying my growth. I am allowed to raise my standards with honesty and grace. I am allowed to protect the life I say I want. I am becoming more intentional, more rooted, and more aligned. I honor what matters now. If this message found you today, let this be your reminder. The life you want will not be built only by desire. It will be built by what you stop allowing, what you start honoring, and what you decide is no longer negotiable. That is not hardness. That is transformation. That is gentle rebuilding. And when this video ends, watch next. Transformation is built in ordinary days. Because once your standards change, the next part of transformation is learning how to live those standards in the ordinary rhythms of your life. Subscribe to Dream Life Diaries and continue this gentle rebuilding journey with us. What you normalize will shape your life. So choose carefully what gets to stay. Transformation begins when you stop normalizing what no longer belongs in the life you want to build.